With election coverage in full swing this week, politics has dominated the headlines, so we wanted to share some other news you probably missed. And with me to go over these is Fox News Chief National Correspondent Ed Henry.
Good to see you.
Okay, so, Ed, remember the Bo Bergdahl trade?
Oh, yeah.
Obama trading away these 5 top Taliban guys out of Gitmo in exchange for the accused deserter Bo Bergdahl? President Obama assured us that the Taliban 5 were being closely monitored and would not return to the battlefield. That was false. Listen to this. A Taliban spokesperson confirming that all 5 of the terrorists have rejoined the ranks and are heading back to Afghanistan.
You know what? You don't remember the terms of that trade. It was the Taliban 5 for a terrorist to be named later. No, it sounds like a baseball deal to me because
Right.
It's absurd. I was at some of the news conferences when I was covering President Obama, and he kept saying this is not a big deal. They're going to be monitored, as you say. They're not going back on the battlefield, and that the media was making too much of it. No, it turned out to be a bogus deal. You have the terrorists back on the battlefield, number one. And number two, remember what let's not forget what the Obama administration did. They misled us about Bo Bergdahl. Remember Susan Rice saying,
She said he
served
was
with
a
honor
hero.
and distinction.
Yes.
He deserted
Yes.
the military.
And
So-
very closely monitored. They have everything very under control.
here these terrorists are back on the
All right. Next one, we have China. All right. So this big trade war with the Chinese, here's an update. China blinked. President Xi promised to lower tariffs and increase imports and better protect intellectual property rights. We didn't hear anything about this last week. This is a big deal for Trump's trade war against China.
It's huge. I would caution that a lot of the details have to be filled in.
It's still
number
rhetoric,
one.
right.
It's rhetoric. The Chinese have to back it up. Number two, President Trump is supposed to meet with President Xi of China at the end of the month, some diplomatic talks. That's where this will be sealed, not at the beginning of the month.
But it's a big moving of the position.
But it is moving it forward. And what I would say big picture is that the president continues to not get credit from the mainstream media about these trade policies. We've seen it with Canada, Mexico,
The NAFTA
Europeans,
deal got renegotiated.
and everyone laughed and said this is killing our economy.
Right.
He'll never get new trade deals, and he's getting them.
All right, here's an update for all you green people out there watching Waters World. After years of being told we're headed for an atmospheric apocalypse, Earth maybe not that doomed after all. According to a UN report, the hole in the Earth's ozone layer is on the mend, expected to fully heal within 50 years. And guess what? Researchers said that the layer has recovered at a rate of 1 to 3% per decade since 2000. It's because America banned all those aerosol spray cans. You know when Ed Henry goes to the gym, and shh, and the armpits and the hair everywhere. That you just saved it because you don't do that anymore.
I don't go to the gym anymore. Is that a shot?
No, you
Come
look
on.
great, Ed.
I'm look trim right now. Here's the bottom line. I think that both sides have exaggerated. I think the president has to move towards the middle on this. He sort of says it's a hoax. There's nothing to climate change. That's not the case. But I think we've seen on the left huge exaggeration of the situation. If you read the actual details, it's not as bad as some are making it out to be. It's somewhere in the middle here. And the most important part of this report is that if we cut down on your hairspray, I'm told 28% less chance of horrible climate change.
All right.
So let's cut down on that, and everyone's going to be fine.
All right. And speaking of cutting down on hairspray, Alec Baldwin's show was canceled. All right.